Good evening, good afternoon, good night. I want to say hello to everybody that's viewing. I appreciate the views, the time, kudos, concern, compliments, likes, subscribes. I appreciate all that. I am the Hypocritical Cynic, and you see my shirt kind of messed up. This is an early view, early show, but yeah, I'm the Hypocritical Cynic. This show is one AAA podcast. Of course, one absolutely African American podcast is what it stands for. And you can donate if you got the means to donate. You can go to Cash App 1AAA Podcast TX if you got the means to donate. After you, of course, you can contact me for booking, speeches, life coaching, musing, writing assistant, anything like that at 1AAA Podcast at gmail.com. When you get through booking me, of course, holler at my boy VI, coldest player since TI. Why do we lie? He's a great master producer. I say master producer because he goes from film all the way to music. Stellar, just awesome. Film, he can do anything from a social media skit, professional social media skit, all the way to a full-length movie. And then music, you can do anything from one song covers all the way to full-length LPs, mixtapes, anything in between, all on the latest and greatest technology where you can get your message out into the world. And if you have a movie or a script or anything like that, actors, call them, y'all talk, put it together, it's gonna make sense. If not, just come with your idea and he gonna put it on 4K, 5K screen for the world to see. When you get through hollering at VI, of course his contact information is in the description, but his email is vipushupfilms@gmail.com. Holler at him, get your recording block. When you get through with that, you want to be fresh on set, so go to Dirty Kicks on Instagram. That's DIRTYKICKSSS, 3 S's on Instagram. Any shoe you want, current, classic, release date, color, it doesn't matter. Whatever shoe you want, send him the request. He gonna send you the invoice. Boom, shoes on the way. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, the topic of this show is gonna be Will&Jada. I didn't want to really just get out there and put my information out there first. I wanted to let it kind of mull down, kind of like die down so everybody can get their rhetoric out the way, because I don't really try to pull from everybody else's rhetoric, but I want to give you mine. So before we start with the Will&Jada situation, of course we got to add August Alsina in there too, but let's start with the Will&Jada data. Just the data of what's going on. First of all, they're independent. Well, independently, fiscally free, let's say like that. They got their own money. So that changes a lot of demographics from if I was going through that situation broke and then I had outside influence in my relationship, then I would have to answer my wife's questions and every question that everybody else had in that situation. Because financially, she would have a question mark in her mind, and I wouldn't have the answers to those fiscal questions. And monetarily, that can bring devastation to any relationship if you're not, basically finance without romance has no chance. So if they was going through a fiscal situation, I don't think they would have made it past what just happened, but they did. They confident people. So actually, when the outside influence comes into their life, they can actually rely on each other's confidence and realize they're not being swayed by this person or swayed by that person. People have noticed when you get a relationship that feels good inside your heart, then the significant other starts trying to create a roadblock between you, that person, and love. Really, most of the time, you can almost understand the rhetoric is almost coming from somebody else. Like your significant other doesn't even talk like that. Most of the time in those situations, you've been yourself, accepted by somebody else, and that person almost doesn't believe it to be true, so they must bounce it off somebody else. And that's how, as a significant other, you get questions in your relationship that the person didn't even have before. So with them being confident, they know it's going to be outside influences, but they're going to rely on their confidence. They're not going to involve all these uncontrolled variables from people who don't even live in the same house or wear the same shoes. They're going to answer questions posed in their mind because they're confident enough to realize that they can handle the situation. But that's just on the top surface. That's on the top level. We're just going to talk about the pertinent situation of Will and Jada involving the data. And let me say this, I do not agree with everything that they do. Trust me, I'm not a great parent, but I don't agree with everything they do as far as parenting, socializing, all that other stuff. I don't agree with that. But the good thing about their relationship is they don't give a damn what I think. Here in Texas, they can actually have their relationship with me talking shit about it and then stay in love. And that's something that a lot of people don't have. Because as soon as you got a stranger talking about your relationship, you come home with an argument. And that means outside influence is too strong in your relationship. You got to think about it. I'm getting too deep into I'm getting too deep. Hold on. Basically, like I said earlier, they avoid speculations and expectations, and they grow together because they were confident as a child, because they did follow their heart into acting, because they did become physically successful and didn't keep that fire up under their pants to keep producing and acting and everything like that. They got physical freedom and then found themselves. Because neither one of us, me nor you, saw this in Will and Jada when they was coming up. They got the money, then the truth come out. But like my auntie told me a long time ago, baby, if you can handle it, it don't matter what nobody else think. But make sure you can handle it. And apparently they can't handle people like me reading my notes about their relationship. They going to a great restaurant tonight together and gonna wake up tomorrow together. It's a beautiful thing if you can get it. But with that being said, I wanna interject my 2 cents into the situation. August Alsina realized if you weren't back into a corner where you had to expose the intricate details of that situation, you wasn't supposed to say nothing, bro. You just wasn't supposed to say nothing, bro. Period. That energy, I'm not saying that you caused anything, because apparently you made their relationship stronger, but that energy of you talking about what happens in closed doors can get people killed. It's a lot of lumps in the ground behind people talking. And unprovoked talking, unprovoked interest in somebody else's relationship. Come on, man. It's uncalled for, bro. It's uncalled for. Best way to do is just back up from that situation and say, look, if I made a mistake, I made a mistake, and let everybody else mull over the answers. August, bro, just step back. You can't break up their relationship. You can't have Jada Pinkett. Just step back. Think about the Lil Fizz situation. That brother never does good in that situation. You are the fifth wheel. Realize that, act like that. The fifth wheel don't never make a noise. But you did, so you did something wrong. I'm gonna leave that right there. Like I say, the expectations and speculation is outside influence, and they don't really have concern with that. They prove through their parenting style they don't care what people think. And I think their parenting style will evolve into their kids being prosperous, prolific adults. While we tiger mom and tiger dad our kids into being the person that we are, they realize they don't want to be that, and they go further. Will and Jada are pushing their kids way further, way past where they were. So let's wait till the cake come out the oven before we say what they did was wrong. As a child, I was quirky. Of course, to even come out to even think like this, I wasn't. I didn't use mob mentality to direct my ship, but kids that grew up in my family, I thought they wouldn't be as open-minded as I was, but they are very prolific people in this society. So you can't judge a book by its cover. You don't know what that cake gonna come out tasting like. Just give it time. Just give it time. Just realize that they did not involve outside influence in their relationship, and they can go through literally anything. What Will and Jada are going through right now will break up all you happy families right now. Period. I'm saying y'all will actually forget you love your significant other if they had sex, courteous, cunnilingus, whatever, fellatio, whatever, with somebody else. What they just proved is Jada having sex with August Alsina does not supersede Will Smith's love for Jada Pinkett. Now all you hopeless romantics write that book. But I have a theory on, the ideology of finding your significant other, and it likens to Tiger Woods slightly. The only thing that Will Smith and Jada did do wrong, and I'm judging them, is they got married. That's the only thing they did wrong, period, point blank. But if they wasn't married, this would be an excerpt, wouldn't even make the funnies. It wouldn't even make the tabloids or whatever. But because they are married, this is on Nightline News or daytime news, or pumped out throughout all social media, trying to see how we will react to the situation. But what I did notice is, let me say this first, if Tiger Woods never got married, he would still be the coolest person on tour. But he got married. God is love. Whether marriage is real or not, I'm not getting into that, but it is a union before God, and you can't play with that. That was the only mistake Tiger Woods made. That was it. He did everything right. Everything right, but he was married. And that's what messed him up. Will and Jada, I'm not saying don't, divorce or anything like that, but realize you might need a marriage ceremony. Like a marriage party. Like the marriage license is real, it's on the wall and all that stuff like that. But then have another marriage party to consummate. Our feelings are forever. Our feelings are eternal. Marriage is one thing, and y'all are not on the same scale with everybody else in marriage. Two newlyweds that would never contemplate polygamy or open marriage actually have a better marriage than you guys. But I don't think anybody in America has a better relationship. Wow. If my woman could do that, I would stay with her because I care about her. But I couldn't trust she would stay with me mentally. You see what I'm saying? But they actually had the conversation that people in relationships are scared to have. They had that conversation on national TV. On national TV. And for everybody laughing at Will Smith for crying, bro, I'm not even gonna get on you brothers, because some of you guys are so egomaniacal. If a woman says no to you, you ready to go to jail. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. Y'all not doing nothing wrong. It's just, God is love, love is God, and you can't play with love. Every real true player know that. But with that being said, I'm gonna give you my theory on how to find a person that you should be with. Everybody that you talk to, like they say a long time ago, for the reason of the season, it actually builds you. Like Drake said, I'm so proud of you. He's not proud of the one night stands. He's proud of the women that stood up and actually taught him more about women in a argumentative conversation than they did by just appeasing his ideals. So you got to be proud of these people that come into your life and teach you something. If you try this and it don't work, realize you only know it doesn't work because it didn't work on that person. Like an old man told me out there from home in Louisiana, it don't matter what somebody do to you. A worse person would have did you worse. So learn from whatever you go through. And what we learned as the viewing public, the 8 billion people that's not Will and Jada, no one could break up their relationship. Period. I'm gonna do a whole nother podcast if some bullshit happen and they can't transfer their wealth to their kids. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But my theory on finding the person that you should be with is you have to like the person. You have to like them. Trust me. I've carried so many books, opened so many doors, gave so many compliments, bought lunch. I mean, I've done so much to try to find somebody that I could be compatible with. And in those conversations where it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, whether I was misogynistic or sex crazed or whatever I wanted out of the interaction, I always learned something that made me a better person. But I had to like the person first. I couldn't arbitrarily go through life trying to understand love without searching for it or wanting to be with somebody without talking to them. You gotta like the person first. Just opening doors, talking, complimenting, all that stuff like that. It's good to have a hat on, but eventually you gotta throw your hat in the ring. A lot of times you're gonna meet somebody that doesn't want to be with you. But that's just like waking up in the middle of the night, going downstairs and hearing a sound by the back door. It might be your brother out there smoking a cigarette, or it might be a burglar. The correlation is you might see a beautiful woman that smiles when she see you. She might have been thinking about her favorite song, or she might have been thinking about her first date with you. But you gotta shoot. You gotta shoot. You have to shoot, brother. I'm gonna give you this one story. It was a big, beautiful, thick, fine. Oh my God! Like Big Sean say, BBW, make everybody so uncomfortable. It was one of them, just stupid, just ridiculous and fine. So I pull up on her and I say, hey, how you doing? Whatever, this, that, and the third. Conversation goes to hurry up, get my number, I'm in a rush. I said, what kind of rush you in? We standing at a gas station. She said her man that made the counter, he coming back. They just had an argument. So I said, all right, let me get that number. She said, when can I call you? She said, no. If he make me walk home, I'm riding home with you. I was like, damn. I was trying to push myself to get the number. She was trying to jump in the ride. So my point is a lot of circumstances that you don't involve in your equation are real life. So kind of put the brakes on what you think and go on what you know. If you see somebody you like, you have to like them. That's number one. You have to let them know that you have an interest in being with them more than socially. That's just mandatory. How you do it, depending on who your daddy is. But you gotta like the person. The second point, you gotta like the person that you like. You can't get back at your homeboy by dating this girl. You can't get back at your homegirl by dating her homegirl. You can't make your mama proud by dating somebody she accepts, because none of that makes you happy. And eventually one day y'all gonna be home alone. After y'all eat, after y'all courteous or whatever, y'all gonna have to talk. And your mama not gonna be there, your homeboy not gonna be there, your homegirl not gonna be there. And think about this for that correlation. If those people have to be in your relationship for it to work, y'all don't have a relationship, y'all have a friendship. Y'all would have did better bumping and grinding one time and then saying that's in the past. But you have to like the person, show interest that you like. If you like their car or their money or their social status or the nepotism that can get you further along in life, realize that's all you will get. You won't get love. Now, hypergamy is not a bad thing, but realize that's not love. So you have to like the person that you like. It's going to be something about that person that draws you to them. And everybody else is going to say, why were you around that person? It's natural. I don't want no best friend. But if my best friend got married, I would ask him, is that the right person? Not so I could have more time with my best friend, because I know my time with my best friend will be augmented if he's not in the right mentality trying to be with somebody he doesn't want to be with. So if it's hypergamy, realize that's not love. Social status, realize that's not love. Great sex, sorry fellas, is not love. You have to like the person that you like. We ain't even talking about love yet. Like the person that you like. Okay? Now the third one is the easiest one. It takes no effort on your side. I'm gonna go over 20 minutes on this one, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chop it down. The third one is the easiest one because you have no effort, no conjules, no energy output on your side. Like the person you like that likes you back. That likes you back. Like some of the crazy, I'm grace, irony, what's understood shouldn't be spoken. These things are things that sometimes I marvel at, sometimes I dislike. But I can't be with somebody who hates everything that I say. And I can't not say it. You see what I'm saying? So that person has to like me back. I have to like the person, show interest that I like, the one that I genuinely have interest in, that likes me back. Then you will get a chance for love. A chance for love. All my old players out there, all my old school women out there, they know about Luther Vandross. And he said, if you wait for love, you get a chance for love. If I like you and you like me back, we have a chance for love. That's it. That's it. We got a chance for love. Now, if I tell you I love you and you reciprocate that sentiment, we have love. Now, how many kids, how big the house is, how many, SUVs in the front yard, how many people come over when we have a party, that's uncontrolled variables that sway some relationships. We call them horrible relationships. They sway those relationships. But back to my aforementioned point, if nobody showed up to Will&Jada pool party, hell, if nobody showed up to Will&Jada swinger party, they still gonna have a great time. You know why? In closing, because they liked each other. They showed genuine interest. And it wasn't always easy. That they liked, the person that they liked, no outside influences made them be together. Jada knows they get way taller. Shout out to Will. And Will knows they get way thicker. Shout out to Jada. They liked each other back. Those three things made the relationship strong enough to take everything that I could say with vitriol in my voice or everything I could say positive. They can handle it all because it doesn't pull them this way or pull them this way. They're not trying to be the best relationship in the world, and they damn sure don't want your relationship. Just like this. That's what life is. Taking some of the good, taking some of the bad, and keeping it going. That's what they're doing. And I encourage everybody out there to see somebody that they're interested in, show interest, make sure that you like the person that you like, make sure there's no outside ulterior motive inside your understanding of this person being in your life. Then the third thing, it don't matter how many jewels you buy, if she got a, what that song say, I bought ice for her because she got a cold heart. It don't matter how many carrots you give that little rabbit. If she don't reciprocate that same sentiment, percentage-wise, if you get her, a thin herringbone or something like that, and if she turn around and buy you a platinum FUBU shirt, that's probably all she know. Rock with her. But if you keep on paying bills, buying gifts, and she don't even have time for you, you're not listening to number 1, 2, or 3. When I get a call line, I'm gonna let people actually, exacerbate their interest in that theory. But liking the person you like that likes you back will give you a chance for love. Now, when you got love, realize you don't have love unless you have God. And I think that's what happened in that situation. But we'll see. God bless.